All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey, this is the day that the Lord have made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for tuning in. In the backyard, Pastor Perryman. Hey, today is a beautiful day. Today's an exciting day. It's a lovely day. So y'all come on in and share it, like, and tag, and invite, and get as many people as you can to be a part today. And let's go out to God together this morning. Today is going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a life changing day. It's going to be a day that's going to take your life to the next level. So y'all come on in and share and like and tag and invite. Get as many people as you can to be a part today. And again, let's go out to God together this morning. Listen, there are people today who may need to hear something that would encourage their faith to start their doubts. So we need you to come on and get them on today. Let them know that Pastor Perryman is on. There's a life changing word that's going to take their life to the next level. So hey, I'm looking forward to being able to minister to people this morning. So again, y'all come on in and share and like and tag and invite and get as many people as you can to be a part. Make sure you go get your coffee, your water, your juice, your tea, whatever you're drinking this morning. Go get it. Today is going to be a great day. It really is. Hey, big shout out to Miss Victoria who's on today. Shout out to Johnny. He's in the house today. Hey, my auntie Miss Deborah James is in the house. Miss Cynthia Cox is in the house. Good to see you, Miss Danetta. It's always a pleasure to have you. Tell Dylan we said happy birthday. So good to see you guys. Hey, Minister Angie, good to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being on today. Again, today is a life changing day. Make sure you go get your coffee, your water, your juice, your tea. Make sure you go get it. And let's enjoy the Lord this morning. All right. Let me get my coffee, then we're going to get to it. All right. Get this coffee saved, it's sanctified, and filled with the Holy and the Ghost. But let's get to it. I last night I was leaving and had to go take care of some business last night. And as I get in the car and I drive around the corner, the Lord started to speak to me, and He started to talk to me about uh, consistency and how there are many people today that He's unable to bless at the level that they need Him to bless them at because they are inconsistent. And then He started to talk to me about that there are people that He that He can't count on to be able to do the things that He needs them to do. And immediately I started to repent because when God speaks a word and says something, you got to look at yourself in this too. And you got to say, God, help me to be consistent. Help me to be the person that I'm supposed to be. So I kind of started thinking about that. And then I'm on the phone and I'm talking to my friend Caitlin. And we're chit chatting along these lines. And as we were talking, the thing that popped in my head is, can God count on me? Can He count on me? Can He count on me to fulfill assignment? Can He count on me to do what He's called me to do? Can He count on me to be the husband that I'm supposed to be? Can He count on me to be the father that I'm supposed to be? Can He count on me? And I want to pose that question to you today. Can God count on you? Can He count on you to be who you are supposed to be? Can He count on you to do the things that you are supposed to do? Can He count on you to be the husband you're supposed to be, the wife you're supposed to be, the mother, the father you're supposed to be? Can He count on you to be the business owner you're supposed to be? Can He count on you to be the Christian that you're supposed to be? Can He count on you? And for so many people today, one of the things that I am seeing in this world, not just in the church world, but just in the world, period, is that there is no consistency. There used to be a time in the past where a man's word was his bond. Used to be a time where people were loyal, and now folk are not loyal anymore. I once heard Kevin Durant say something on one of those interviews that they had of him, or a clip or something they said, and he said loyalty was overrated. I thought about that and I said loyalty is not overrated, it's actually underrated because nobody gets married to somebody expecting them not to be loyal to them. You expect that they would keep this marriage bond and they would be loyal. You expect them not to step out on you. Even though you know it's possible, you expect them to be loyal to you. You expect them to keep the marriage vows. You expect them to say it's really till death do us part. You expect them to do it in sickness and in health, for richer or for poor, for better or for worse. You expect them. You expect them to be the one that says they forsake all others and they chose you to be with you no matter what. You expect that. But we live in a day and age now where consistency is not the norm anymore. It's ebbs and flows now. It's ups and downs. One day I'm consistent, the next day I'm not. One day I'm on point, the next day I'm not. One day I'm here, one day I'm not. One day I'm there, one day I'm not. So there's no consistency in what we're asking God to do. Is we're asking God to bless us in our inconsistency. We're asking a consistent God to bless us in our inconsistency. I want you to think for a moment today, where would you truly be today if you were consistent in life? If you were consistent on the job, if you were consistent in the family, if you were consistent as a person, where would you be today? And I'm talking to somebody today because consistency really is the key that unlocks a lot of doors. See, the Bible says it to us like this, that a faithful man shall abound with blessing. And when the Bible uses the term man, he's not being gender specific in saying that he's only blessing the man. He's talking about mankind. A faithful man shall abound with blessing. So he's telling you that within the scope of your consistency or attached to your consistency is abounding blessing. It's attached to it. So watch now. If I know that abounding blessings are attached to my level of consistency, then I have to ask myself the question, do I really want to be blessed? Do I really want to be blessed? Do I really want God to open up the doors for me? Do I really want God to move on my behalf? Do I really want God to do that? Or am I just the person who's just saying it? So watch this now. I come to understand that consistency has to be demonstrated. In other words, we got to be able to see it. It has to be demonstrated. I also understand now that consistency now brings about the abounding blessing, but it also brings about promotion. The faithful man shall abound with blessing. Commit thou. Paul is talking to Timothy and he says, commit this work to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. Watch now, he's talking about the promotion comes when I'm consistent. And I'm watching now that there are so many today who are just inconsistent. And I'm finding out that being inconsistent doesn't bother people. When you get to the point to where inconsistency does not bother you, something's wrong. That you have to take this in and you have to stop and think, why doesn't inconsistency bother me? Why doesn't it bother me? And there are many today who it doesn't faze you at all. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do, maybe I won't do. Maybe I'll go forward, maybe I won't go forward. And so there's no consistency. And what's happening with people is there's no real purity in you when there is no consistency. Okay, we got people on here who cook, and you understand that consistency has to do with food as well. That you got to be consistent when you're baking a cake, when you get ready to bake one. You got to be consistent in making sure that you are whipping up everything like it's supposed to be, that you're mixing up everything like it's supposed to be. Because what you're doing is you're looking for the right consistency. If it don't have the right consistency, it's not going to taste good. It's not going to come out right. So watch now. If you're looking for the right consistency in your food, then why can't God look for the right consistency in you? I'm talking to somebody today because maybe you both. You understand? I remember my grandmama now used to have this bowl that she had. We didn't have no mixer back then at that time. My grandmama had this big old wooden spoon. You understand? And she had the eggs, she had the butter. You understand? She had all of the flour, everything that you would make a cake. And she put the bowl in an arm like this and have everything all mixed up. And then every now and then I'd see her take the spoon and lift up the whatever the ingredients was and drop it back down in there because she said, oh, it's still lumpy. And she keep beating it and keep beating it and keep beating it. And then she grew up and like, it's getting a little better, but still got a little lumps. And she keeps beating it and keeps beating it and keeps beating it until she got the right consistency. I see her do the same thing when it came with cornbread, because there was no Jiffy Mix cornbread. We wasn't doing that. But grandmama was using buttermilk, you understand, and self-rising cornmeal to make, you understand, cornbread for real. And there she is doing this, and she looked around because she got to get the right consistency, because she knew that if she didn't get the right consistency, the food wouldn't taste good and it wouldn't come out right. If you want the right consistency, then why can't God expect the same from us? And I'm talking to somebody today because, see, when you're inconsistent, you're not positioned to be used by God. The Bible tells us the story now that how the Apostle Paul now and Barnabas are ready to go preach the gospel. But what has to happen now is that Paul now has to have a conversation with Peter. What Peter would do is that Peter now, when he is around the saints, he act holy, sanctified, that with fire. But then now, when the saints weren't around anymore, he go hang out with the Gentiles and act like the Gentiles. But as soon as the Gentiles show up, he act like he don't know the saints. I don't know about you, but I've had some people like that in my life that when they're around me, they're all happy and fun, happy, go lucky and everything. But as soon and somebody else show up, they act all funny, they act all indifferent, they act like they don't even know who I am. So I found out that I don't need to be messing with them. So here Paul now is. Paul now says, I confronted Peter to his face. You over here, and what you're doing is when the saints ain't around and you went to Gentiles, you all partying like them. But then as soon as the saints come around, you shot ta ta ta, you speaking in tongues, you act like you don't even know them, you putting them down. And so Paul says I had to confront them to his face. And then Paul says because he was a hypocrite, because he wasn't consistent. And I'm talking to somebody today. We have to get to a place in our life where we have to be consistent with a prayer life, consistent with a praise life, consistent with a worship life, consistent with loving God, consistent with forgiving people. Watch now, and consistent with coming to church. I can't tell you how many people today, it is hard to just get people to show up at church 4 Sundays in a row. Hard, inconsistent. And we want God to show up and to bless our lives. 1 minute, I'm going to take my wife out for anniversary. Next time, I ain't going to do that. I'll just give you a few dollars. Inconsistent in the relationships. And we wonder why the relationship is not releasing back to us, because there is no consistency. See, watch now. When consistency is built, trust is given. I'm talking to somebody today. When consistency is built, trust is given. The person can look at you and say, okay, this person has been consistent, so let me trust them. Let me trust them with more. And there are so many who are watching me today. You haven't earned trust because you're not consistent. Okay, watch that. The wife starts to trust the husband because she sees his consistency. She jumps in with both hands and both feet to support because she sees his consistency. He gets up, he goes to work every day. He's battling every day to make sure he looks out to his family. And so what she does is she respects that, she honors that. She makes sure that she's there to support him. She motivates him. She talks to him. Come on, baby. I know you're going through a tough time right now, but I appreciate what you do, because watch now. Consistency attracts trust. Not only does it attract trust, but it also attracts appreciation. And I'm talking to somebody today. There's so many people today. Your trust has not been earned because you are not consistent. I want you to get this today. It's imperative for you to be consistent. So when I'm consistent now, I position myself to be elevated by God. So Paul says, I confronted him to his face. But now Paul got another problem. The other problem is he's ready to go preach the gospel around the world. And but what's happening is he's got John Mark with him, and John Mark now is cool in the front of people. Ain't no danger here. You understand? I'm cool with you. I want to be seen with you because everybody wants to be seen. Can't tell you how many times when I used to hang out with Nate and we go to different clubs and stuff. Some of the people in the group was only with us because they wanted to be seen, because they understood I could be seen. You understand? That means some doors might open for me. Hey, I might get this girl right here because I'm with him. So watch out. They were only connected because they wanted to be seen. But when it was time to do business, when it was time to do ministry, nobody could find John Mark. Don't know where he is. He ain't present anymore. The Bible don't tell us what happened to John Mark. It just paints the picture that him disappearing. You know, he just leaves. They don't know where he is, don't know what happened to him. The Bible doesn't tell us why he left. And it's sort of like what you see in church today. The Bible doesn't tell you why. I mean, the people don't always tell you why they leave church. Just one day they're here, the next day, poof, they're gone. They're gone. And you don't know why they left. You don't know anything about it. They disappeared. So now, Paul now and Barnabas has this fight. And you see the preachers now are at odds with each other and fighting with one another because Barnabas now, John Mark is his cousin, he wants to take him. Paul say, nah, we ain't taking him nowhere because he ain't consistent. He won't show up. You understand? He disappeared on us. He ain't faithful. He ain't consistent. We can't take him nowhere. We can't do nothing with him. So they have this big blowout and fight and they separate. Now what Paul does is Paul goes and gets Silas and he takes Silas with him because he understands that Silas is committed. So now he goes and he's preaching the gospel with Silas, and then all of a sudden they get put in jail. Watch now. Silas does not abandon him while he in jail. I don't know about you, but I've had some people who have walked away from me when things weren't going right in my life. I've had some people that I couldn't even talk to them about what I'm dealing with and what I'm frustrated about. I've had some people like that, and I'm quite sure that you had some people like that too. That when everything was going well, everybody was with you. I got you. I'm on the same page as you. I'm with you. I'm with you. But as soon as everything went bad, you couldn't find them jokers with a flashlight. You couldn't pick up the phone and call them because they wouldn't answer the call. You text them, they won't return text. They disappear on you. And these are the people that Caleb Kennebrew says, these are the people who are not true friends at all, because true friends will let you vent. True friends will let you talk. True friends will not tell your business. True friends won't do that to you. And so I'm talking to people today. So many of us have been surrounded by people who are inconsistent. And so the Apostle Paul is saying, like, nah, I can't take him with us. Now he ends up in jail, and he ends up in jail with the right one. And the right one is Silas. Can you imagine going to jail? You and your homie going to jail? And deep down inside, you know he gonna snitch. You just know it. You just know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. You looking at him. You telling me while y'all in the back of the car, hey, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. We got the right to remain silent. Don't say nothing. When they get us down here, because you already know the drill. They're going to separate us. Don't you say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just say lawyer, lawyer, lawyer. And then all of a sudden, you see the detective going in that room where your homie is. You see that he got a soda, and you see he got a sandwich and some cookies. You already know that friend is in there about to snitch. You already know he about to snitch. He about to tell. And you sitting there like, man, I just told this dude, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Can you imagine being in hell and hot water with an individual like that you know you can't trust, and he gonna snitch? Paul knew that about him, but Silas, he gonna do what I do. He gonna praise him like I'm gonna praise him. Can you imagine if John Mark was in jail with him and it came down to praising? He wouldn't have been able to make it. He wouldn't have been able to do it. But watch what ends up happening. Silas is in jail with Paul, and they begin to praise God together, and something happened. Something happened. Bands are loose. Everything is shifting. Everything is changing now because he's got the right one with him. And I'm talking to somebody today. He had one with him who was consistent, one with him who didn't throw in the towel, one with him who didn't give up, one with him who didn't walk away, one with him who didn't say one thing but did another. He had the right one with him. What would have happened if he'd had John Mark in jail with him? He might not have been able to make it. But he had somebody who was in jail with him who would praise just like him. And all of a sudden now, situation and circumstances shifts and changes because he's got a consistent one with him. See, in the hood, y'all call him, that's a real one right there. He a real one. He a real one. You understand? He got a real one with him. And there are so many people today. It's hard. It's hard, Bam, to find a real one. It's hard. It's hard to find a real one. One who will stay down like four flat tires in your life. One who is consistent with you. One who gonna be there with you when the things are good, when things are bad. Gonna be there with you when you got money, when you don't have money. Gonna be there with you when you're giving birth. You understand? When you're going through a breakup, they're gonna be there with you. It's hard to find these consistent people. Nowadays, folk are just out. Just out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Set up an appointment. I'm going to the Netta House of Styles. I got an appointment on the books. And they didn't want to keep the appointment. So now what you've done is messed up her day because she could have put somebody else in that slot to get their hair done, but you decided not to show up. Now we get mad now because beauticians and hairstylists and hair creators or whatever you want to call them now are taking a deposit from you now. I never heard of that, taking a deposit. You have heard of it. You just don't want to participate. Why are they taking a deposit now? They're taking a deposit now because they know that their time is valuable and there's a possible chance that they may put you in this slot and you don't show up. See, listen to this. Hotels take a deposit from you. Rental cars take a deposit from you because they understand what you may do. What you may do may not be right and it may cost them some money. But now, all of a sudden now, when it comes down to somebody personal, that you know, I don't think I should have to. I don't think I should have to give the nail tech a deposit. What if I get there and she don't get the hair done, get my nails done, or she got something else going on? What happens now if you don't show up? The money she could have made, she can't make now because guess what? You didn't show up because of inconsistency, inconsistency, inconsistency. I'm talking to somebody today. Relationships fall apart because there is no consistency. The thing that you did in the beginning to get him, you don't do anymore. The thing that you did in the beginning to get her, you don't do anymore. The things that you did in the beginning, you don't do anymore. No more consistency. And you're wondering why the relationship is falling apart because there's no consistency. You used to dress for bed for him. Now you just throw on a flannel nightgown and no consistency. It used to be that you understand that you valued her. This is my girl, this is my woman. You treated her with such class and style. Now you don't do it anymore. When you get angry, you just talk to her any kind of way. But you forgot when you didn't have no place to live. She's the one that opened up a house for you to be able to come live. You live in a house that don't have your name on it. And yet you're the one who's inconsistent. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but you're the one who's inconsistent. How are you going to live in a house that does not have your name on it, that belongs to her, and you are inconsistent? Listen, if there's anybody who needs to be consistent, it needs to be you. You need to wake up every Sunday morning and be consistent with saying, I love you. Be consistent with making sure that you provide. Be consistent. You need to be that one. You need to be that one. But here you are. You got the audacity now to be inconsistent with a consistent person in your life, and you're expecting this relationship to work. How can it when you're inconsistent? And so God now is calling for us to be consistent again. I'm talking to somebody today. He's calling for you to be consistent again. What did you do when you first gave your life to Christ? Some of you lost your mind. You went crazy. You were so happy. You understand? You praised God. You worshiped him. You thanked him every day. Now you don't have that level of consistency anymore because it's just old. It's old. But you're consistent with everything else. You're consistent in a birthday party. You're consistent with an anniversary. You're consistent with this. You're consistent with that because it's the things that you like. May I tell you today that relationships and consistency in relationships is not always about what you like, but it's also about what the person like. That I'm going to be consistent even if it's not what I like. I'm going to be consistent because love is consistent. And I'm going to be consistent because this is what she likes. Pastor Perry, we don't care nothing about all the shopping and stuff like that. You don't care nothing about all that. You understand? My wife want to go shopping, and she say, honey, I want to go shopping. Guess what? I just gone right on with her. You understand? I ain't the dude who'll go there and sit in the car. You need to be back by an hour. I don't do none of that. You understand? She want to go shop. She want to go in every store. I don't have no problems with that. Got no problem going in the store you want to. I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to ask the same question at every store we go in. Is there a seat? Excuse me, ma'am. Is there a seat for a man to sit? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, oh, you can sit right there. I'm going to sit right over there. I'm going to have my cell phone in my hand. I'm going to have my charger. You understand? So if my cell phone is starting to get battery get low, I can plug it in and start charging. And I'm gonna sit right there. I don't care. She can spend an hour, 2 hours in there shopping as much as she want. I could care less. Once we done walked out of that store and she want to go to another store, we're gonna walk right over there. And I ain't gonna be like, we need to go. I ain't got nothing to say. You understand? Even though it's not what I like, it's what she like. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna be consistent in this because guess what I'm gonna need her to do? I'm gonna need her to be consistent with me in some areas that I need her to be consistent in, even though it may not be something that she likes to do. And I'm talking to somebody today. See, sometimes consistency means that I give up myself even when I don't want to. And there are so many people today who are not consistent anymore. But what they are is selfish. It's all about me. It's all about me and what I want and how I want to do it. But did you consider the other person? Did you consider God in the equation? Well, God knows my heart. Yeah, the Bible said it's desperately wicked. The heart of man is desperately wicked. You're right. He knows our heart. But guess what? He also knows is when we're not consistent. He knows when we're not consistent. And I'm talking to somebody today. We have to get back to consistency. You got to get back to being faithful. You got to get back to being committed because that is the key to God elevating your life. I've heard a lot of faith building messages being preached to people today, but I really found out that it boils down to consistency. Boils down to consistency. See, when I'm obedient, that means I'm consistent. I'm consistent. When somebody trusts me, it's because I said I could be trusted. I've proven that I could be trusted. It's consistency. Consistency is the key. Listen, elevation is on the horizon for people who are consistent. Promotion is available for people who are consistent. Listen, consistency requires a sacrifice. It's me giving up myself when I'm tired and when I don't want to. It's me being able to push past where I am. That's consistency. God rewards consistency. He rewards consistency. And guess what he's ready to do? He's ready to reward the consistent today. But people got to get back to the point to where they are going to be consistent. Don't let the enemy tell you that you don't have to be consistent. That is, you can do what you want to do when you want to do it and how you want to do it. Nah, you got to be consistent. Consistency pays off because what you're doing is because of your consistency, you're able to reap from what you're consistent to. It's going to happen, but consistency is the key. It's going to work for you. Consistency is the key. You may not see it right now, but it's going to work. Consistency is the key. Hey, that's my time right there. I pray y'all are blessed and encouraged and motivated and uplifted today. I really do. I'm praying today that God will touch your life, that he'll bless your life, that he'll add to your life, and that he'll elevate your life today. So listen, be consistent today and watch God take you to the next level. He's God. He loves you, and he don't want to do without you. So be consistent. All right. Hey, I got to get out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys today. Do me a favor. Share this video with other people. Share this video with other people. Let their lives be blessed as well today. If you want, get a seed in the ground today. Get your seed in the ground today. Today is a beautiful day. It's an exciting day. Get your seed in the ground today. We appreciate you for all that you do and your support. Get your seed in the ground today. We do appreciate you and thank you for what you do for us. But again, get your seed in the ground today. $ Pastor C. Perryman for my wife. $ Pastor Sophia. If you want to give through Cash App, you want to give through PayPal, through Zelle, you can do that. But get it in the ground today. We do appreciate you this morning. Get it in the ground today. You can get it through Zelle, PayPal, or Givelify. Just find Kingdom Life Faith Center and get that seed in the ground today. Please don't let the enemy tell you that you cannot support it and that you cannot give. But we want you to get it in the ground today. All right. We appreciate you again, and we thank you for everything today. We call you blessed from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. We speak favor, finance, and increase over your life today. And we thank God for taking your life to the next level. All right. Hey, today belongs to my guy Thomas. Whatever Thomas wants, he gets. Whatever he needs gets supplied. Today is his day. Hey, I also saw my guy Frank on today. Hey, shout out to Frank. Hey, today is his day. Whatever he wants, he gets. Whatever he needs gets supplied. Today is his day. And then last but not least, today belongs to my auntie, Miss Dietrich Price. Whatever she wants, she gets. Whatever she needs gets supplied. Today is their day. All right. Love y'all. Be blessed. Have a great day.